Okay, you guys, I'm getting ready to start, so I'm about to start the countdown. Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Sip and Talk. I'm your host, Miss Londa. I have my co-host joining me, Boom from Podcast Lit. I would
Hello, hello.
like to welcome Shirelle. Am I pronouncing that right?
It's Cheryl.
Cheryl. Okay, sorry about that. And we also have joining us. Can you pronounce your name for me, please? I know. Oh,
Monday.
Chocolate Skittles.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, as I've been advertising, everybody knows tonight is open mic. So, these ladies have some poetry for us this evening. And we also are going to have a guy coming to talk to us about his music. And Boom's going to have some music, a song that he's going to play for us tonight. So, let's get it started. Who would like to go first?
I'll go.
Okay.
Um, this is called Paramount Workmanship, and it is from our first book, Different Sides of the Same Coin. And I'm trying to find it, and I can't find it. Um,
Brody. What's up, Brody?
What's the deal? What's the deal? My bad. I'm late. Sorry, y'all.
That's okay. Welcome. We just started. You're okay.
just give me just, oh, here it is. I'm sorry. Okay, it's called Paramount Workmanship.
Okay.
You can't dull my shine, no matter how hard you try. It was given to me from my Creator, the Maker and Giver of life. I was made in His image, bearing His likeness and similitude. That's the reason why you hate me and can't understand my unapologetically black and majestic attitude. Be mindful how you treat me. Consider your evil ways. I am the paramount workmanship of my everlasting Father, the Ancient of Days. So while you hating on me, the good book says you should be loving me. Careful, I'm the apple of my Maker's eye, made to shine brighter than the stars that light up the never ending sky. Stop blaming, shaming, and renaming me. I was fashioned in God's image. That's why you can't dull my shine. I'm fueled by the power of the stone of Israel, since before clocks could keep in perfect time. You can't contain the light or block out my shine. It was first formed by my Creator long before clocks could keep in perfect time.
Okay, you said the name of that is again?
That's paramount workmanship.
That was nice. I like that.
Thank you.
Um,
I was going to ask a question, but I didn't know if this was question time or how we was doing it. You on mute.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If you guys have questions, feel free.
All right. So you said it was Paramount. Said it again.
Paramount workmanship. Mhm.
Paramount workmanship. So is that like in the circle of like all working together or building from your work?
Actually, no. It's very specific. The younger generation, particularly younger women, love to call themselves everything other than women, and I
Amen.
get so I get so dis, just disgusted hearing the language. I'm that bitch. I'm a boss bitch or whatever. So I kind of wrote that to remind them, no, that's not who you are. You can call yourself that if you so choose, but respect respect is something that, you know, if you don't respect yourself enough, you can't expect anybody else to respect you. And so when you, to me, liken yourself to a dog in heat, it's no wonder why some of the respect is lost. So I kind of just wrote that to remind young women, no, that you're not that. And so that's where that piece came from.
Oh, okay. Welcome, Zen.
Hi, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. All right.
Did it take you
Any
like?
more
Did it take
questions?
like? Was it like time or like research? Or I mean, obviously you don't have to do too much research because they they advertise it. But well, not they because all women don't. Because I'm pretty sure that the 4 women I'm looking at right now don't call themselves the B word. I'm trying to keep it PG, but I'm pretty sure y'all don't call yourselves boss bitches and all that. And maybe y'all do. I don't really have a problem with it. I just probably, as a man myself, that wouldn't be a person I would choose. So I definitely understand what you're saying. But they will be chose though. It's, you know what I'm saying? When they call themselves that, some dudes like it. But I definitely understand your uh what you're saying because I won't want nobody to uh identify me as a bitch. If I'm calling myself a bitch and then you confront me as a bitch and I'm gonna be mad, so I wouldn't. Why would I even call myself a bitch? So you know what I'm saying. But go ahead.
Yeah. I get where she's coming from though, but I think a lot of people don't use it to be disrespectful. It's kind of like I guess you could say a term of endearment, but I get what you say. We should refer to ourselves as beautiful queen, sis, or something along those terms versus you know calling ourselves bitches or whatever. So,
I
any
will
more
say,
And if
questions?
y'all see my camera go off, if y'all see my camera go off, I'm just doing something in the background. I'm still here.
You were saying something, chocolate Skittles.
yeah, I was saying, as a young person myself, I will say most people see it as trying to take the word back and claim it for themselves and turn it into something positive and not the derogative connotation behind it. Most of the
Yeah,
time,
yeah,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I just don't understand. Like I'm not a person to call a female out her name or nothing, but I never understood how a person could refer to themselves as a certain name, and then when you say it to them, it's like the most disrespect you ever could do. Like hold on, you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
you cool with this? This is what you call yourself? Like I never understood
It's
that either.
like females call each other that, but if a man does it, then it's disrespectful.
right?
Facts.
Do y'all got platforms so where like you know how artists like videographers, musicians got like YouTube, they use stuff like that. Do poetry have like platforms that we should look up stuff like that?
Well, we actually have our own kind of branding where we do, because I'm part of a writing team. I'm part of the writing team with my sister. So we have our own YouTube channel. We have our own podcast. So you kind of have to create your own platforms to get your own work out there. And so, um, we have our own blog, we have our own podcast, we have our own YouTube channel. So that's kind of where everything is going. Um, and so it kind of helps when you're just in every venue that's visible.
Well,
Understandable.
I would answer. I'm not sure where everybody is on the map. I'm in the Houston area, North Houston, and there's quite a few open mics where poets perform that are regularly staged. Like right about now has Wednesdays. Sugars has an open mic on Thursdays. You know, there's pretty much any night of the week you have performers that come and do poetry all over the city. I do have a podcast called Zennurgy, so I do poetry on my podcast, but I also invite a lot of authors and poets and many other performers, entrepreneurs, activists, all kind of different people on my podcast. So I agree with her that you do have to, in some ways, make your own platform. But I know in the Houston area, there's quite a few established ones that have been around for a while. You know, some upwards of 18 years, others like in the 3 to 5 year range, where they've been going pretty strong.
Unfortunately, I am not in an area. I moved from a great metropolis, which was Chicago, to a rural area in Mississippi. So we do not have any, which was kind of the necessity of me having to do those other platforms.
I would say as somebody that's just starting out, I finding ways like this to just go on other people's podcasts and get my name out there that way and my way.
That's what's up. Cheryl, can I ask you how long you've been doing poetry and what led you to want to write poetry?
Well, I've always written, but I've been more of a uh, opinion op-ed and political opinion piece writer. Poetry. I've been writing poetry for about maybe 30 years, but my dad became ill with stage 4 prostate cancer that spread to his bones, and one of his last wishes for my sister and I was to get all of our writings in one place so that he could enjoy them. And we came, we started writing. So we put them in books. And so I was able to get this one out before he died. And I was working on this one when he died. And so even though he died, I was able to read him some of the work from the second book as well.
That's
So
dope.
that's what. Thank you.
Yeah. And what was the name of both of those books? And are they available for purchase? Are they like on Amazon or?
Yeah, they're everywhere. They're Amazon. They're on Barnes and Noble. They're on Google Books. They're in Walmart.com. So they're
Okay.
in quite a few different places. They're on our website. We obviously, have a website where you can get them from us directly too.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
You're
Does
welcome.
anybody else have any other questions or anything else they would like to share?
Where can we find you? Where can we find you on those platforms?
You can find me under our branding name, which is Sisters Rock and Rhyme. It's SISTERS Rock ROCN Rhyme RHYME. And Sisters Rock and Rhyme is on Twitter. It's on Facebook. It's on Instagram. It's That's all of our social media. We're on Linktree under the same thing. It's everything is Sisters Rock and Rhyme.
Okay. Does anybody else have a poem they would like to share, or did you want to play your song, or it doesn't matter what order you guys go in?
Okay. I can read mine. That's fine.
Okay.
It doesn't really have a title. I just wrote it at a turning point part in my life. So more of a thing. Yea, though I walk through the valley of death, I fear no evil. Yea, though evil keeps its ever cold foot on my neck, trying so effortlessly to keep me from the light and curse me to lie down in the valley where nothing prospers. There is no love, there is no hope. A place the light tries to reach to save a wandering soul on the never ending road where 1,000 steps amounts to nothing but 1,000 steps in the opposite direction. But though these are the odds, I keep my eyes to the light and never lose sight because I still have my hope. I carry my love locked tight in a box, and through it all, I know I will prosper. To every beginning is an end, and though it may not be clear or within my reach, I still work through the valley of death. I fear no evil because I know that light is still and always will be there.
Beautiful.
That's definitely was dope. That was definitely dope. Inspirational too. That was dope.
Very, very beautiful.
Thank you.
What started you doing poetry?
When I was younger, I used to watch my dad do open mic nights at comedy clubs or just listen to him read his poetry at special family occasions, which made me want to write in my own way.
How long you been doing it?
Um, then I started doing it more heavily in middle school when I learned you could possibly do something with it, or it's an outlet for just a way to convey your emotions to other people.
So you basically saying that you know how to game somebody. You pretty much game anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like just
Yeah,
talking to.
I got away with words.
I got words. Okay, okay, I got you. I got you.
Okay, so I can do a piece for you guys. An African proverb states, "When sleeping women wake, mountains move. Sleeping women rise." I took a nap today, but it wasn't long enough. I want to sleep so long, Rip Van Winkle stumped. Won't toss and turn, rumple the sheets, but float and flex and melt so deep into slumber, I find myself, the version gone, left on a shelf. The one so fearless, bold and mighty, strong and supple, Aphrodite. The one comprising uncut will who'd never bent, unbroken still. The one with stars, rose colored glasses, hopeful, tactless, not for the masses. I've tempered her, made her voice nil, but at 50, I'm lonely for her for real. There's a love I desire, no testosterone. She pulls me, seductive pheromones. I want to sleep till I meet her in my dreams. My memories feel like wakeful scenes. I want to sleep so long when I awake, all those who knew me do double takes. For I wake with a mindset, a stance, a style where the new joins the old, Renaissance wild. So don't be surprised if one day you see me, Benjamin Button, majestically. Shake off years like snakeskin, arise renewed, emerge like a butterfly from a cocoon. We grow older and wiser, but along the way, some of us gets lost. But I say, nay. I'm going to sleep till I meet her in my bed and we join in rhythms in my head and we meld in my heart a syncopated song and my muscles drink her in all night long and the rhythm in my bones infuses with flair. Her rhythmic interludes undulate there and my style grows younger, younger still. I wear bolder earrings, higher heels and drink deep of the draught of newt on old, the metu netter shall unfold, a reincarnation never seen, from crone to maiden, evergreen. Sleeping women and men rise. Um, thank you.
That was dope. That was definitely dope as well.
Thank you. Thank
What
you.
started you? What started you
Yeah.
with poetry?
Um, I've been writing for a very long time. I don't remember when I actually started writing poetry. Um, I consider myself a page poet forever, and just writing, things down. And then about 5 years ago, I started doing spoken word, and it was addictive. Once I started, I never stopped, and so I actually did a lot of my own live shows and organized shows, and I perform pretty much every week. I just released my poetry book. It's actually called Plenty of Guppies and Other Dating Misadventures. So it's actually a poetry and prose memoir. It covers the last 7 years of my life, and it actually spent 37 days at #1 in Native American poetry. It was #4 in American poetry, #33 in world poetry for quite a while. Now it's not a new release anymore, so it's dropped down the list some, but it's still on the bestsellers list, and it's day number like 45. So, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Inspiring.
Yeah. Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you. I got to get like you and get my books in Amazon and get them on Barnes and Noble because I got to branch out because I haven't done that yet. I just released it on Amazon in February, so I got to put it some other places.
I want to ask any of you three ladies, can you guys do like a poem just like off the top of your head?
I mean, I have a lot of poems memorized, but I don't normally just freestyle. I've done it a few times, like to a beat, like, but it's kind of when you're in the moment and you're in the vibe. Like a lot of times, I go to jam sessions,
Mm-hmm.
and when you're in that energy, it's easier for me to like just spit off the top of the head because you have so much energy around you, but kind of like right now, off the top of my head, probably not.
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be no for me too, Ms. Lonnie.
Okay. Same for you, chocolate Skittles.
I don't think I could. Not one that I would.
Okay. Okay. And so then I have a comment from Antonetta Hubbard. I think she might have been speaking to you, chocolate Skittles. She says that comes from Psalms 23,
Yes, the beginning
which
of
you
the
read.
poem. Mhm.
Okay. All right.
All right, where can we
Julie,
find
you
you
want to
other
take it
ladies on
from here?
social media?
Chocolate. That is actually my.
Well, I'm on Facebook, Zenashe, Zenase. If you look me up on Instagram, it's Zenashe Poetry, Zenase Poetry. And I'm on Twitter, I'm on TikTok. My podcast is called Zennurgy, Zennurgy. It's about the urge for more peace and fulfillment in life. So I'm all over the place on social media. If you type Zenashe or Zennurgy, a lot of links will come up.
Well, I
All
do
right.
want to say that y'all pretty talented from what I'm seeing. So, I mean, I ain't really too much of a nobody, but you guys are talented. Y'all do it better than I could do it, especially with the spoken word. With the poems, I think that I could, because I mean, it's all poetry, but with Miss Cheryl and Miss Chocolate, the way that you guys did, I think I could sneak in there a little bit. But that spoken word, that's a different swag, man. That's totally different right there because it's red fish, blue fish. I don't know. Like I can't do it. It's different in there, but that's pretty dope though, man. It's pretty dope.
Thank you.
Yeah. I have
I
to
like the
sit down and like really think and contemplate and really just I can't. Yeah.
for spoken word. You really gotta
All
have a presence.
Yeah, spoken word different, right? It's a
Yeah.
little bit.
So wait, so what exactly is spoken word? Because I thought spoken word was just people, but okay, because they get a little bit more into it. Like they kind of get some sing, some.
Spoken
Is that what
spoken
spoken word is?
spoken word is more performance.
Mhm.
It's more it's vocal. It's you're performing the pieces. It's more of a performance art versus
Okay.
just poetry, which I've read for you guys. I don't perform it, so I'm not memorizing the work. If you notice, spoken word artists, they're working from memorization of pieces that they've written, and they're performing them. And I
Okay.
love, I just so appreciate and love the art so much because they've actually um, taken it to another level. And in good poetry, you should be able to perform it. I think because that just adds a whole nother element to the messaging of the work.
Yeah,
So you could turn, like, you guys could turn y'all poetry into spoken word if y'all sit
Yes.
there, memorize it, and then go perform it.
Yeah,
And then
absolutely.
y'all start hitting certain spots, and when y'all
Absolutely.
say things, y'all move a certain way. And
Right.
okay, right, okay,
Right.
I get what I'm
Because
saying.
but
if you notice when when people are doing the spoken word, everything is nuanced. You have, you know, you're not just at a microphone. You know, your hands are free, so you're able to really perform the piece and just bring life to it more, I think.
being a person who started off as many people say as a paid poet, every poem, in my opinion, can't be performed as a spoken word piece because some pieces are so dense on the page that you can't capture them in performance. A spoken word piece, when I memorize it, I normally print my pieces out. And then I underline the words that I'm going to emphasize. I underline where I'm going to pause. I think about where I want to make eye contact. And then when you go out and you perform that piece the first time, which is open mics are great for that, it's all about pacing and breath and movement and rhythm. Whereas in a when somebody's reading it off the page, you don't have to worry about those things as much. And then a lot of times when you're doing spoken word, you may change the poem because you may take a word out, add a word in, you may
Hmm.
change something up because of the audience, you may soften it, you may make it harsher. So you might hear a poet perform a piece, but you don't hear it the same way twice because the way they perform it for one audience may not be exactly the way they perform it for another audience. So spoken word can be very individualized because there's some places that are very hyper and you have to go in there really high energy, and there's some places that are very much more mature and you have to go in there with kind of a more subtle energy, maybe more sensual, maybe a little sexier. So you may have to change up either your pieces or your delivery. So spoken word is a lot about connecting with the audience. And what she said about presence, yeah, most spoken word artists, when they come on the stage, it's like, this is my room, this is my room, and I'm not going to let your attention go till I want it to go. It's kind of hard to capture that on a Zoom, because it more is like, to me, is for me, I can only say for me, it's more of a live thing where I have people that work with me and have seen me perform, and they were like, I didn't even recognize you, I didn't even realize that, oh my God,
Yeah.
because the persona that you take on as a performer is not the normal way you are. So it's a
so,
different, it's like an alter ego. Like Beyonce would say, I have an alter ego. Sasha Fierce is a different
so
version
what?
of,
So
you
what you're
know.
saying is like, if I'm doing palm, you're gonna take this on this book that I gave you, or you're gonna take this on this recording I gave you, versus, like you said, I have to switch it up if I'm gonna perform this on stage because it might need to be a little bit more livelier, it might be a little bit more settled, depending on how the mood is, depending on the crowd, all that. Like how I'm gonna say this, I might have said it. Okay, I get what you're saying. So if I give it to you on the palm, you getting it straight how I give it to you, basically.
You can just take
Right.
it how
If
you
it's
want it.
written on a page, you read it. You read it the way it is on the page, but spoken word can be very different. Like I said, even though I have this book of poetry, there are people that'll be like, "Oh my God, she performed that," and it doesn't even feel the same on the page because it's that whole energy that you're giving the person when you perform it.
Almost like when you see a movie comparing it to a book. Like you be like, oh, the book is totally different than what the movie was because they do it totally different in the movie. I guess more is live, so we got to be more extreme with it, or you know, what I'm saying, out the ordinary with it. I
I
guess. So
kind
I
of
get
feel the
it.
same way with music.
Go
It's
ahead, go
it's
ahead. Why
more
you feel
like
like that?
you got an alter ego. Sometimes you gotta tap into a certain thing. You gotta say certain words that you may not say in your normal life to actually get their attention. Definitely the same form. I can't even lie. That the
Facts.
poetry,
And
spoken
let these
words,
people know
music.
what you do too, man. Let them know what you do.
Oh, I do a lot. I do a lot. I do music. I do videos. My main passion is just music, though. Anything involving music is probably my passion. I kind of understand y'all because it's more like it's just expressing yourself. It's just a
Yeah.
little bit faster than what you guys do, but it's the same thing.
Yeah, I think poetry and music is the same thing. Okay, I'm gonna read a few comments. So Miss Nee says hello, everyone. Hey, boom. Shakwe says got it.
Hello.
Rochelle says very talented ladies. Tina says this is so motivating, and Shakwe says that's facts. Thank you all for your sweet comments. Oh, and she also Miss Nee said hello, Naughty, too, as well. All right. So, did you have a song that you wanted to play for us, Naughty?
Not to this
Naughty?
level. No, no way. No way. I hit a different audience. I'm here as an observer today, and I wasn't ready for this. Look, I probably could
I'm
have had something for y'all, but I
my
understand.
little.
I'm
It was a
enjoying this. This is giving me a inspiration in a different level. You know, maybe I need to level up what I
yeah.
talk about.
That's dope. That's the way of looking at it.
Yeah. All right. Boom, you had a song you wanted to play?
No, really, we had our conversation about the situation or whatever, but the song is it's not really like for what you're talking about. I mean, it's not like a bad song or anything. I think it's very inspirational, but I thought that this was more for the women, so I don't think that it was for this song. It's not against women or anything, but I thought that we was going. We had our conversation earlier about the people may not show up or whatever. So I know. I
Okay.
wanted to make sure we had a backup. It can still be played. It can still be talked about, but that's your decision or everybody else's decision.
Did any of you ladies want to do another poem, or are you okay with that?
Yeah, I
I can do
picked out two.
Okay.
Yeah, let's hear these poems. Inspire us some more. You know.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of wanted on the second one. I wanted to read one of my sisters because I just don't want to be selfish and make it about me. So I usually try to incorporate her work as well.
Okay.
And
That's fine.
since we write together, I'm going to read a piece that she wrote. I just need to find it. I'm sorry, I wasn't. I don't have it marked. Just give me a second.
I was gonna say if she needed more time, my piece is really really short.
You want to go ahead?
If you needed more
Go ahead. You can go ahead.
time, this one is just really short. It's just something I even say this to myself when I'm having a little anxiety attack. Just something to calm myself down. Breathe, breathe. Dry your eyes. There's no reason to cry. Wear your smile. No reason to frown. Turn on some music and let it beat on the drums of your ear and let the rhythm wash over you. Let your body flow. Let everything go. The loneliness, the hurt, the fear. Let it all step out of your head and feel the wind. Breathe. It's okay to feel down, but don't stay there. Feel your feelings. They're yours. Cherish them. Hold on to them, but never let them define you.
All right. That was a
Oh, that
good
was
one.
great.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Definitely,
found it.
definitely dope.
That was really great.
Thank you.
When did you write that?
Um, it's been a while.
Oh, okay. Okay, the second one that I'm reading is my sister's poem. It's called No Vacancies. And you guys are going to get it. But this was kind of, we love Intozaki Shange, and we were introduced to her during our college years. And so she was the author of For Color Girls, who've considered suicide when the rainbow is enough. But this one is called No Vacancies. Hey, how you doing? Oh, me? I'm good. I just came to tell you it's time for you to go. Don't look so shy. I think you stayed long enough. Your stuff? Oh, don't worry about that. I've been packing that up for a while now. Yes, Lord. Today is your moving day. See, one day I woke up too tired to be sick and tired of you. So you've got to go. Oh, yes. I thought you had me. I was down. I was so low, I had to reach up just to touch bottom. But one thing you didn't count on was me finding me. That's right. I found myself. I was broken. I was bruised. I needed dusting off. But the one thing I didn't need was you. So it's time. You got to go. Don't worry. Your bags are by the door. And all the friends you came with, doubt, worry, and self hatred, they're waiting to leave out with you. Yes, baby, today is your eviction day. I'm done. And you're done taking up residence in my soul. Because I found out I am good enough. I am good enough. Every roll, every bump, every curve, my thighs, my breasts, my stretch marks, my lips, my eyes, my hair, from head to toe, I am good enough. You thought you had me broken. Yes, I was broken, but not shattered. It took a long time to recover, but here I am. And you can hit the door. You don't have a home here anymore. Rounded up insecurity. You've been served your papers. I've met some new friends. As a matter of fact, here they come. Meet strength. The twins, self love and self respect. Come on in, Faith, and have a seat. So you see, there's no room for you here anymore. And on your way out, don't forget to hang the sign on the door. No vacancies.
Okay.
I like that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
it sound like you were talking to
It
like
sounded like it was spoken word a little bit.
right, like you was talking to negativity or something. Man, you was talking to something.
Yeah.
That's just the energy. I love to see her actually perform that, but that was my rendition of that. I mean, if obviously the person that writes it, they have a whole different energy when they're performing or reading their own work. But I just wanted to read something for the ladies since it's Women's History Month.
Yeah.
Well, I can do
Okay.
another piece for you guys. So I guess I'll let you pick. Would you like a piece on parenthood, or would you like one that's a funny piece? It's about online dating.
Online
Those is
dating.
crazy
Funny.
decisions right there. Because I was going to say parenthood,
Here,
parenthood.
here.
Okay, so it looks like it's split. So parenting or online dating? I can't. Which
It's
one?
online. It's on Miss London.
Mind dating.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Okay,
I
okay.
can, but
So
what everybody's saying, online dating or
I would say parenthood, but
The
we got to
comments
see
say
split.
online dating.
okay,
Now
all
do
right,
it.
yeah,
online
the
dating.
comment.
Okay, so before I do this poem, I will say that I didn't say any of this to the gentleman. All right, um, that I had the date with. So I'm gonna go ahead and start. Plenty of fish.
Oh
Looked
wow.
at his profile. He was sexy and fine. Got excited to meet him over a glass of wine. Walked into the place, stepped right through the door. A black Danny DeVito was smiling. So sure my date was behind him, I looked to the side. He tapped me on my shoulder, said, "I'm your date for tonight." I stifled a cringe, studied his face for a clue. Where was the man from the pictures I knew? Much shorter than me, balding, ashy brown skin. He had the nerve to ask what I thought of him. I tried to be polite, avoid answering, but he pressed forward so clueless and asked yet again, "Sir, the problem is this, to be frank and true. You said you were 6'1". It looks more like 5'2". You boasted of fitness, but look stout and round. In fact, not a single detail from your pictures I found. I don't want to say more. I don't mean to be rude, but I've never seen nose hairs so boldly protrude. Your hair is all gray, not black. There are teeth that you lack, and surprisingly, there's hair on the top of your back. Your beard is unkempt, it looks moldy and old, and you smell slightly like Munster cheese or black mold. I came out for some wine, but have no appetite. I think I'll bid you adieu for the night. But before I depart, I must ask, be open. Can I have the name and number of your friend? Because it's obvious that you borrowed a picture from somebody you know. But I understand if you'd rather just go. A blind date does not mean that I cannot see. And it's pretty obvious you catfished me. Wasted my time, but not all is amiss. You inspired a poem, Mr. Plenty Fish.
That was so
Oh,
That
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 good.
was
is
was
great. That
that's
was
That one
so
was
hilarious.
good.
true. It's so true.
I
It
love
is.
I was
that.
about
It
to say,
is.
anybody on here ever been catfish?
Oh my goodness.
I've
Every
been
day.
catfished before, so
She said I've been catfish. Oh
I
man, I
have.
ain't never.
That was
Damn.
my last day on Plenty of Fish. I never went back. I walked in the Chili's. That guy was standing there. I said, I can't stay because I feel like you lied to me. I went into the car and I called my co-host and I said, I just got catfish. And she said, was he fine online? I was like, girl, yes. And she said, looked at his picture. He was sexy and fine. I was like, oh, oh, oh. And I sat there right in the car and I wrote that poem. That's how that poem came about.
That's so true.
Damn.
When
Yeah.
I see a profile pic, I just usually go, it's not that pretty. You
That
can't
pretty,
be
huh?
that pretty.
It is something, huh?
Where I learned my lesson about them only having like one or two pictures. If they don't have a lot of pictures, 9 chances out of 10, that is not them.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that. So in my book, Plenty of Guppies, that poem is in there, both of the poems that I did, but it also covers my whole online dating life and all the poems that I wrote, all the stories. Every guy has a nickname, so I kept their privacy. And I had some great experiences and some not so great experiences, but it also covers a lot of other stuff besides dating in my book, like all the things that I went through the last 7 years. So
I guess if I was to write something about online dating, I could probably come up with a few things myself. Like three hots
You
in the
made me
cot,
want
because
to
that's
come
what
up with a song listening to
that was funny. Oh my
well,
goodness.
thank
All right,
thank
so you guys, I would like to, thank you ladies for joining us and sharing your pieces with us. We could close it out with the song if you don't mind, but
All right. Give me a second here. So this song, man, is by a dude named Dex. Y'all probably heard it. I don't know, man. There's a lot of people in this country, but he got like 44 million views. So y'all probably heard it before, but I don't know. It just came up on my YouTube as I was listening to music today, and it kind of made a lot of sense. So, like I said, me and her was gonna talk about it if we didn't, work out the way we wanted to work out. So I'm gonna go ahead and share it with y'all anyway, since it's okay with her. So it's at the bottom. I think all you gotta do is add it to the screen. I'm gonna go ahead and mute myself. But it's called Why God.
You telling me to add it to the screen?
Yeah, it's at the bottom. If you see at the bottom, like where you add people in, get it.
Oh, okay.
Just want to make this clear. I am a believer. But sometimes it gets hard. My name's Dax. Dear God, there's a lot of questions that I have about the past, and I don't want to hear it from a human. You made it, so you're the last person that I'm ever gonna ask. Tell me what's real, tell me what's fake. Why is everything about you a debate? What's the point of love? Every time I showed it, I was broken, and it's forced me just to only want to hate. Why is it only one you but multiple religions? Why does every conversation end in a division? Why does everybody want to tell us how to live, but they won't listen to the same damn message that they give it? Tell me how to feel, tell me what's wrong. I tried to call, pick up the phone, I'm on my own. Everybody said you coming back to man, why the hell's it taking so long? Why do I hurt? Why is there pain? Why does everything good always have to change? Why does everybody try to profit off another man's work then destroy it just for monetary gain? Tell me, are you black or are you white? I don't even really care, I just really want to know what's right. They've been saying one thing, but I've been looking in the book, and it seems like they've been lying for my whole damn life. Tell me where I'm going. Is it heaven or hell? I just hope this message greets you well. Had a dream that I was walking with the devil, don't remember how it feels, but I swear that I remember the smell. Looked me right into my eye and told me everything I wanted could be mine if I gave up and decided to sell. But I said I'd rather die than get mine, now I'm here. Don't fear one man with a story to tell. Dear God, where were you when I needed it? When I fucked up and repeated it? When they set the bar and I exceeded it? My life is like a book that they've been judging by a cover, but I've never took the time to fucking read the shit. I remember telling you my goals and my dreams, but you didn't even answer, so I guess you didn't believe in it. I remember sitting with a gun to my head trying to ask you for some help, but I guess you didn't believe it. I don't want religion, I need that spirituality. I don't want a church, I need people to call a family. I don't want to tell my sins to another sinner just because he's got a robe and you went to some academy. I don't want to read it in the book, I want to hear it from you. Don't want to learn it in my school because they hiding the truth. Don't want to talk about it to another fucking human being, and that's the only reason that I even step in this booth. Dear God, how do I take this darkness and turn it into light? How do I believe in the concept where I speak to a man I've never seen with my own two eyes? How do I know that religion wasn't made just to separate the world and create a whole disguise just to keep us in these chains while the rich get richer and the poor pray to you and perpetuate a lie? How do I know this ain't some big joke? How can I have faith when there is no hope? How the hell does one man have $100 billion and we still have people on the street that are broke? There's a lot of things I want to talk about and get off my chest. I can't sleep because the devil won't let me rest. I used to know a fucking pastor in a church and I can still hear the screams of the kids he will fucking molest. Dear God, do you hear me? I'm supposed to fear you, but you ain't said shit. So maybe it's you who actually fears me. I don't know the answer, I just want to see it clearly. So many lies, 1,000 different theories. All I want to know is who really made religion, because I know it wasn't you, but then nobody believed me. No more lies, no more death. Bring back King, bring back X. Please, dear God, let their souls rest. Protect who's left and watch their steps. Dear God, I don't want to have to ask you again. I just hope that you know that I'm still a believer, so I'll end this all by saying amen.
That's deep.
Yes.
I just added that to my playlist.
I liked it.
Anybody have any comments on that?
When I
Gels says video.
when I heard the song, when I first heard the song like playing, I felt like he pretty much had answered all the questions that I, had, like, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of those questions in there, it's like, damn, man, it is crazy right now. Like, when you coming, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, because it's getting crazy. I don't know, but I was on, like I said, talk shit about that. But
I feel like it's a raw version of sometimes of what we need to hear in church, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like when you go to church, they water it down, like if it's raw like that, that's what it takes sometimes for people to listen.
Well, for me, before I left the church, I had a whole lot of questions. And I kind of found my answers in a sense outside the church, going back to the oldest religions, the oldest faiths on the planet, going back to divine laws, things that no matter where you go in the world, the law of sowing and reaping exists. That's a law. It has nothing to do with, a certain book or a certain denomination or a certain dogma. It's a divine law. So, for me, that's how I kind of, in a sense, stopped asking those questions, was going back to what did people believe before we had buildings? What did they believe before we had all these names and these denominations and they believed in God. They believed in divine law. They believed in spirituality. They just believed in things that were universal, so that, for me, that took me back to where I was in a state of, in a sense, chaos and confusion. And it doesn't even have to be like that. You don't have
It
to have
doesn't, huh?
all those questions, because we can look around and see the divine laws in place. You know what I'm saying? And it's when you actually see, okay, these are all the divine laws that are in place, it makes life so simple. So
But you said you was in that position where you was like asking all those questions though, huh? Like, man, why this? Why that? Why is it like this? Why is it like that? Huh? Because I'm pretty much there now in my life. I think I've made it to that street. You know what I'm saying? That you already done passed. I'm like, God, dog, like it's just too much going on, and at this point, it
Yeah.
just feel like it doesn't make no sense at this point. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then not only do it not make no sense, it's like, what can you do about it? You know what I'm saying? So I be trying to figure out
And
what can I do about it personally.
yeah. All right. Anybody else?
I think she's talking about. I think you're on mute, Miss Cheryl. If you're talking, I think you're on mute.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry. The thing is, I felt kind of a little bit sad listening to that, because what we're getting out of those monuments of death that people are calling churches are just a bunch of flowery words that aren't based in truth. And that's just a fact. You know, whether it's Baptist, whether it's Presbyterian, I don't care what they call it, it's all the same thing. And it hurts me, because if people read history and people just really read even the Bibles that are sitting in the pews of the churches that they occupy, you would be surprised what your pastor is telling you versus what really is written for you to see with your own eyes. And I think if people were more well read on the scriptures versus waiting for someone to tell them what they mean. If you notice, the Bible is the only book that is open for private interpretation. If all six of us were to get a mystery novel and we were to read it, it would have one definitive conclusion when we got to the end of that book. The Bible is the only book that we read where the is not, it's not the anymore. It is open for it means something other than what we see with our own eyes. And so I think that is where a lot of the confusion is coming from, because we are expecting for some man who is giving us a sermon, passing the plate, and is more concerned with how many people are filling up his church and how many pews are being occupied versus teaching people the uncut word of God. And so I think that's kind of where a lot of all of this, why people have so many different questions about it. And so I kind of was a little bit sad when I was listening to that song, because I just wanted to tell him, first of all, we don't understand that at the time that the Bible was written, it's not possible for Jesus to look like we have all been taught that he looks, which is he's a Roman with blonde hair and all that stuff. No, Jesus didn't look like that. Jesus was a black man. But because people don't read the Bible for themselves, and everybody, like I said, has their own spin on it, and it's private interpretation, people can tell you anything that's in the scripture that's not there because you're not reading it for yourself. So that's all I wanted to say.
Very well spoken.
Yeah. So Miss Belinda says, but it's a lot of questions about the video, but it was nice. Amen. Nita says, yes, you hit right on point, Cheryl.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer. I ain't gonna go too far into the discussion. I know you about to get out of here. But I'm a firm believer in the Black Jesus. I'm also more like go back into the horrors of what they're saying. The story was stolen from. So I'll be reading into how deeper it gets and how it really gets kind of scary when you go further down. Man, to me, I kind of be like, damn, hold on, it's that deep. Like, I know there was a point in life where, like Ms. Zan said, we went straight to God. Before all of the religions, we went straight to God. That's why it's going to people I believe in, like smoke and different things. We went straight to God. We went straight to God. So, yeah, I don't know, man. It's confusing to me. So I just be want to understand other people's personalities. I mean, that's all.
All right. Well, again, thank you all for joining me this evening. Thank you, Nadi, uh, Chocolate Skittles, Miss Zen, Cheryl. Would love to have you back again soon. Loved your pieces. Thank everybody who jumped in the comments, who tuned in. You all have a good night. See you later.
Bye bye.
Thank you guys. Nice meeting you guys.
All right.